Hello, everybody. Welcome to the
Jay
Ben
Lee.
Experience. And this is our second episode. And today, I got a special guest here, Mr. Handsome as Fuck, Brandon Luck. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jay. How's it going, buddy?
How's it going, man? Brandon doesn't need any introduction. He's actually one of the admins at the GCFF, not the GCFE.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and he's a good friend of mine now. I think I can call him that.
Sure.
And
yeah.
just give us a little quick intro, man.
Yeah, I'm just young 20-something fragrance enthusiast.
Yeah, we're about the same age. So good.
Yeah. Definitely not as intense as some of the other people in the group in terms of collection and stuff. But I'm into the hobby and I love it. So I'm just doing what I can. Yeah.
Cool. You do some other stuff. Like, what do you do for work?
For work, I do copywriting, so I'm technically a content creator. So I do just copywriting on website design, stuff like that. Yeah.
And as a hobby, what's the stuff you do that I'm trying to get at?
I like music a lot, so I do music in my spare time. I'm always singing, guitar playing, piano, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
No, like I can always appreciate art, and he not only does music. I've done music in the past before.
That's true.
And he does photography.
Yeah,
and,
that's right. Yeah, I do photography as well.
Yeah, I remember when it was back in GCFE, I started putting some pictures up, and those were literally the first time I took pictures of fragrances and I put it up.
Yep.
I didn't put in. I posted. I said, no editing, one shot, like not even picture editing. And I remember you reached out and I'm like,
Yep.
oh hey buddy, nice pictures. Here's a video on how to edit it, which meant like your pictures are shit.
No.
So go to this video and learn how to do your fucking shit, motherfucker. No, I know, but no, he knows his stuff, and it really, actually, I watched that video and it was really actually helpful. But
yeah, absolutely.
yep. So fragrance-wise, just tell me like how many years have you been in this? Stuff, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I've been in it for a while, so I remember like the earliest kind of memory of like being into fragrances was like probably when I was maybe like 15. I got Burberry London.
Started early
for Christmas. Yeah. It started pretty young. So I started in high school. I got Burberry London for Christmas. That kind of started it up. And yeah, that was probably the first fragrance that like I really liked and like I was really into, and I was like, oh, it smells great, packaging, everything. I was into it, yeah. And then it kind of just grew from there. I think it really picked up when I was in college, first year of university, just getting into it, trying to refine my look and all that kind of stuff. And then it just kind of went from there. I went into a Sephora, tested a bunch of stuff. I ended up buying Lacoste Essential. I don't know when it's pretty green, fresh, kind of springtime fragrance, but I kind of just use it as a signature scent. And the hobby just really kind of grew from there, and then just always trying to smell new stuff and test new things, and yeah.
Well, I did have one or two bottles when I was in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
But I really didn't get into this till 30s. I mean, in the future, when I'm gonna turn 30, I'm gonna start getting into this stuff.
That's right.
Okay, so how did we meet? Well, obviously we met on the site, GCFE, and we talked a lot. And then you won one of my waffles.
That's correct. Yeah.
Do you remember what it was?
The very first one was I think Pegasus. Was it Pegasus?
I thought it was Huron.
No, it's Pegasus.
No, it is Pegasus.
It's
this one right here. You want to show it right in front of the camera really quick?
Yes.
Just put it up there for a second.
It's Pegasus, which we'll talk about later. But,
okay. For now.
Yeah, the first win was Pegasus.
All right. Yes. And I met him, and first of all, I was like, wow, this guy's really tall, and we got to talking. It was really cool. And actually, you're here to pick up some stuff too, right?
Yes, I am. That's right.
Well,
yes, another
waffle wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let me ask you a question. How many of my waffles do you think you won?
I think 3. I think, it's a Pegasus, there's this, and then there was one other one. I think I also won
I think it's 4 or 5 then. Because you won another designer, and I'm sure you won another PDM. I know you won more than one PDM.
No. It's the only PDM. It's the only PDM, but I know there was a designer.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Prada L'Homme. I won Prada L'Homme off you as well.
Oh, okay.
Prada L'Homme and this.
Okay.
And then,
So how many wins altogether?
Altogether, I don't know. Maybe like 6?
So I'm more than half.
6. Yes. Yeah, I won at MFK, and I think it probably about 6. Probably about 6 or 7. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say exactly, but yeah, somewhere in that ballpark. Yeah.
You want to put up your waffle wins from this night?
Yes.
Really quick?
Yes, absolutely. So we've got a 50 ml of Tom Ford Costa Azzurra Aqua, and then we have a partial, just about 50 ml, probably about 45 left or so, of original vetiver from Creed. Yeah, so those are the ones that...
Who has a bold shave and shave the crown off for now.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you gotta put up the other stuff. Come on.
Which one? Oh, yeah.
The real stuff that you want.
Which one? This?
No. These stuff right here.
Oh. Yeah, also, what is this? This Korean?
You can't read Korean?
No.
What? You can't read South
Some
Korean?
Candies.
You're serious right now?
Definitely not.
What's going on here?
Coffee candy. Love coffee, so that's great. And then a strawberry.
Alright, just put it up there for me.
Always coming through with the sweets.
Yeah, but how come I speak your language and you don't speak my language?
I know.
What's going on there?
I gotta learn. I gotta be a little more bilingual.
Is this a little racism I'm sensing? I'm just playing. I'm not gonna put him in that spot.
Oh God.
He's starting to get comfortable, so I'm just fucking with him.
Putting me on the hot seat right now. Jeez.
Alright, I wanna know your okay, before we do, I want you to do your show and tell.
Yep.
Let's do a top 5. So
Sure.
I know this is really hard to do. Like,
Okay.
I can imagine if somebody made me do it, but let's say somebody put a gun to your head and you have to just pick 5 fragrances.
5 fragrances
Yes.
in total.
Ever. Like your favorite.
These ones?
No. Anything.
Anything?
You don't have to own them, you just...
You know, I'm gonna... top 5 of all time ever. That's tough. There's always new stuff being released. There's always new stuff that I smell.
There's a gun to your head and you have about 30 seconds. Let's go.
Okay. Recently I've really liked Aventus Cologne.
Okay, one.
I really like Prada L'Homme L'Eau. You'll notice that I really like clean fragrances in general. I'm pretty basic in my tastes. So Jubilation 25 is definitely up there for me. I love that. I think just from memory, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. I think it's a really, really just solid, just dumb reach designer fragrance, signature scent worthy, really, really versatile. That's a really good one. And then if I was gonna do, I have no idea. Maybe Versace Pour Homme, just because I have a lot of good memories with that one. Used that as a signature scent for a while. Yeah.
That's not a bad answer.
Not a bad
I actually like a lot of those answers. Not even joking.
Okay, cool.
You know,
Cool.
I was worried that you might. I hate when I bring somebody to a podcast and their level is. I'm sure his level's way above me, but when they mention stuff and I'm like, I really like that one too. It's awesome. What he said, right? So,
Yeah,
but no, these I actually knew a bunch of what you were saying. And,
Yeah.
So again, if there was a gun to your head and you had this might be a little bit easier, but you had to shit out 5 houses that your favorite.
5 houses.
Yes.
I'd say definitely. I think Chanel is a great designer. I think Chanel is really unique because they are a designer house, but I think that they do take a little bit extra care in what they offer as far as designers go. So I definitely think Chanel is up there. I like Amouage a lot. Not all of their fragrances are my favorites, but I just think in terms of like brand philosophy and packaging and just the presentation, I think they're really top notch. As far as other designers go, I do like Prada as well. I think Prada is a really, really solid designer. Just a little bit more methodical in the way they release stuff compared to some other designers out there. So I definitely think they're a great one. As far as other niches go,
You got 2 more.
I know. I think PDM is kind of interesting because they're a niche house, but I do think that they're very, very accessible. Like I said, my tastes are a bit more basic than some other people's. I know that a lot of people are really into very, very unique, challenging fragrances. It's not really my thing.
I just want to remind you, fuck other people. This podcast is about you, and you'll see on the title it says Brandon Luck, and I'm gonna put "Don't give a fuck." So keep going on. This is about you.
And I think Creed's just kind of a go-to niche house, very, very accessible for a lot of people. I like that kind of accessibility when it comes to perfumery, something that a lot of people can enjoy, even if you're not totally into the hobby. And then
it's easy to like. It's easy to like. It's very pleasant.
Exactly. And Guerlain, I'd say Guerlain's probably number 5, just because.
I think that was 6, but that's all good.
That's 6. Okay, all right. We'll stop it there. But Guerlain, definitely a really great house. Tons of heritage. As far as niche kind of designer boundaries go, I think they kind of skirt the middle of the line. They're also accessible, but then they also do stuff that's a little bit more, maybe not challenging, but a little more interesting.
High-end designer.
High-end,
I just want to add on the Chanel. if you know me or you watch my shit, you know that I like Chanel, especially Allure. What I like about Chanel as well is not only their product, but how they you won't find Chanel at discounters.
Never. Never. Well, rarely, very rarely.
Shoppers, there's only specific ones that carry them, and not all of them. They don't have it in Sephora, do they?
Chanel?
I don't think they do.
So. No,
I don't think so. So they're very
very limited in terms of distribution.
Limited and
especially certain fragrances. I know Edition Blanche is super tough to find in terms of brick and mortar retail. I know that some department stores carry them, but just distribution wise, one of the tougher ones to find, and I know it's a fan favorite of a lot of people. So
compare to Versace or something, it's really, I think that not being as available and not available cheap, it makes it as much valuable as well. That's just what I wanted to go on. And one more thing about the top 5 is, when I asked this, I love this because I see how uncomfortable the people are, and somebody asked me too. I'm like, man, I know I'm gonna miss something out, and later I'm gonna regret it, and I love when I do this. I'm talking like I've done 50 episodes. Every time I ask them, I'm the second person.
I just think it's super subjective, and everybody's gonna have a different opinion.
Oh, so we don't care about opinions.
Stepping on
JBL experience.
You're gonna be stepping on somebody's toes.
Oh, we're gonna be stepping on toes on purpose. We're gonna be kicking them, stomping them. All right. Okay, let's do a little show and tell. You brought some stuff?
Sure, I brought some stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, here.
Yo, put these down.
Put these down, and we'll put some stuff up. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start.
This is your section. Yeah, you go ahead. I'm just gonna listen.
So some of the stuff I already mentioned, but Chanel L'Homme Sport Eau Extrême, I just think that this is a really great, versatile, signature scent-worthy fragrance from Chanel. You could pretty much use it all year round. It's got that mandarin note on the top, makes it really, really fresh, but then it also has that nice tonka bean base, galaxolide for those who are really nerdy about the aroma chemicals and stuff. Just kind of a sweet, more warm base, so you could definitely use this in the winter, in the fall. Just really, really versatile one from Chanel, so I really like this. I think it's an awesome kind of dumb reach. Definitely synthetic, so if you're kind of someone who really appreciates essential oils and really natural perfumery, probably not for you. It is definitely in the designer realm, but I think it's a really good one as far as designer goes.
Top designer.
Yeah, really nice.
Just to add a little bit, you want to keep it up there for 1 second?
Sure. Absolutely. Just
people who know me or watch my videos know that I think every single video, well, not Jeffrey and J-Dog, those guys didn't mention it, but in my previous podcast and when I was featured on the Cascade scent video, I've talked about this as well. So back when I've only owned one bottle at a time and I didn't care too much about fragrances, I remember, when people would give me samples and I would really say, this smells good.
Yeah.
But I'm not spending any money. I'm not, you're not gonna trick me. I'm a salesman. I've been salesman for 8 years. Anyways, but when somebody handed me that and I smelled that, I just went, what is this? Take my money, give me one of these. And from that is the first one I can say I loved. And it got me venturing out to going out on every weekend and finding samples, and then now I'm the freaking monster I am right now. But that's what I just wanted to add.
There you go.
This is just a computer graphic back screen.
One
it's
thing,
not real.
This was my ex's favorite, so there you go.
Okay.
She liked this one, so.
Right. Sorry to hear about your ex.
Nah, it's all good. Popular with the ladies, though. That's what I'm saying.
By the way, he's single and available now, so if you can line up, you can pick a number, and you can contact me, pay me a few bucks, and I'll get you a date. I will. I'm not joking.
So next one is Parfum de Marly's Pegasus. I love almond. Almond is a note that is one of my favorites, absolutely. And this one is a really, really nice, sweet almond. This one is a beast in terms of projection, in terms of longevity. You have to be kind of trigger shy on this one, in my opinion. I think it's very overpowering, but it's got the vanilla. It's got a nice sandalwood base. I really do think that the sandalwood in this is actually quite nice. I know that Armaf does a clone of this Craze, and I've owned Craze, and I think that while they are very similar, I think this one really shines in that sandalwood dry down. I think the sandalwood is a little bit more, I don't want to say natural smelling, but it's more sandalwoody than the Armaf.
Sandalwoody.
Yeah, sandalwoody. So you know what I mean? It's you pick up more of that sandalwood in the dry down of this one than you
Sandalwoody, you got the goody. Cause you, sorry, not in a hoodie. So I just wanted to add what you said about the easy on the spray.
Yes.
That's for all Parfum de Marley's, right?
Yeah, for most of them. Maybe all of them. I haven't smelled all of them, but I do know.
But they're all really
they're good performers. Yeah, they're definitely good performers, and this one is no exception to that. Definitely.
And their bottles are amazing.
It's weighty.
Especially this one.
I love how it's got some heaviness to it.
Okay.
The all silver, really nice. The only thing is fingerprints, man.
Yeah, but
you have OCD. It's not the one for you because you're gonna get fingerprints all over it. And you have to polish this thing off. It's but yeah, really nice presentation, really nice bottle, and it's a great fragrance. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Let me add my line that I always say about Parfum de Marley.
Let's hear it.
Take this cap off. Go to maybe a second or third or fourth floor and drop this off of a window and drop it off somebody's head. Dead.
Yeah.
Instantly. This thing is head. I can maybe not him because he's big, but for me it's like.
You could curl it. You could curl it. Get those gains in. Yeah.
Take a protein shake after.
Definitely. But yeah,
that's how heavy it is.
Parfum de Marley Pegasus, definitely one I enjoy a lot. Let's do this guy here. So this is Amouage Jubilation 25 Pour Homme. This is the men's version of the one. Really like this one because I think it's a really good take on oud. I think it's a very wearable oud. Sometimes, as we know, oud can be pretty fecal. It can be pretty stanky. It's a note that's not for everybody. And I mean, through this journey with fragrance, I've learned to appreciate oud, even some of the ones that are a little more challenging. But I think that this is a really wearable oud. This is resinous, Popanax, just really nice. Got that nice fruitiness from a blackberry note in there as well. Yeah, it's a really kind of intoxicating fragrance. So this is not something that is not like a t-shirt and shorts kind of fragrance. I think that you really need to have the right occasion to pull this off, and you have to have a certain kind of character, I think, to pull this off. It's not something that everybody can necessarily pull off because it is very rich. It's very intoxicating. It's very kind of potent and very deep. It's a full kind of experience with this one. Definitely. And yeah, I mean, just presentation, Amouage, love the bottles. This is just a little 50 ml, but whatever kind of size you get, you're going to get a really nice presentation. Beautiful. Yeah. Love
Two things. Before about the bottle, about you, man, you're doing a great job, man. Put very well. Like things that I've been thinking of that I probably wouldn't be able to word it this well, but man, agree every thought. I'm like, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Amouage, when I first started with Amouage, the first two I smelled was this and Reflection Man.
Yeah, Reflection Man's Reflection Man's really nice as well. Definitely.
Oh yeah. That's the only one that I have the oil to not the only one. The one I started that I only had the oil to layer with. Anyways.
Yes.
I think those two are more of the pleasant ones.
Definitely the more wearable of Amouage. Amouage
can be difficult.
Yes.
Can be hard.
Absolutely. I know.
Take time.
Yeah, like Interlude is one where a lot of people doesn't really jive with them. Figments, yeah.
Honestly, Interlude is one of my favorites. So
and that's the thing, right? Some people love it. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Like that oregano note is just way too much for some people, but some people can pull it off. So and you know what? That's great. That's the greatest thing about fragrance, right? It's very subjective. What you love, someone else might hate. It's awesome.
How boring would it be if everybody decided on the same thing, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of the kind of fragrance enthusiasts shy away from stuff that is super accessible. I mean, I'm all about accessibility. I like it when people can enjoy perfume and just I'm cool with crowd pleasers to a certain extent. I think that the Sauvages of the world, they have their place within perfumery, but not for everybody. Yeah.
I kind of get it too.
You know what I mean?
Some people who shy away from designer or whatnot, they probably have way more experience. Their nose is much more developed.
Absolutely.
But what I want to say is, if you're kind of new, I think I'm kind of new. And I think I venture out way too soon. And I always say this, that I might just have to step on the brakes and go back to designer. Like still, there's so many nice designers and so many designers I don't know out there.
Yeah.
And what am I doing on level 5 when I'm not even done finishing on level 1? So sometimes I even think I need to take a step back. But I meet people and I see people and they literally don't even know like half of what I know about designers.
Yeah.
And they're just like, niche. Oh, designer. Get that out of here. Yeah. Niche. And I'm like, no, man, just one step at a time.
Yeah, and I honestly think like those distinctions are kind of counterintuitive to the whole hobby. You know what I mean? Like I just think kind of ditch the pretension, just smell the juice, right? Smell the juice, and if you like the juice, you like the juice, right? And I'm kind of all for that. And there's different levels to every hobby. I think when you get into a hobby, there's people that are like super into it. There's people that are just new, but I think that there's a juice for everybody. And and just keep an open mind, right? Like I mean, I understand that a lot of the times designers do offer stuff that might be a bit boring to enthusiasts, but I think that. I mean, there's some designers that I have here in front of me that are like just, in my opinion, really great juices, just really well composed, and really, really talented perfumers are even behind some of these designers. So just keep an open mind, and I think it really goes a long way in this hobby.
So well put. Before we move on to the next one, I know we've been to spend some time on Jubilation 25.
Yeah, it's worth it though.
Yeah,
it's worth spending time on it.
Like he said, I sometimes would. 80% of oud. It's not for me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of the ouds. Oud wood, Tom Ford.
Yeah, oud wood's
It's fresh.
It's wearable.
But this is one of the ouds that I actually can say I like it.
Yeah,
like I'm not even lying, or I really like it.
So. Yeah. So if you're kind of apprehensive towards wearing oud, I'd say seek this one out. You might be surprised. I think you actually would like it. Yeah. I think it's pretty accessible. It's pretty wearable for what it is. Definitely not like the most wearable perfume. It's not like a Sauvage or anything like that, but I think most people enjoy this one.
Wasn't it the flagship for Homage for a while? Or?
I think so. Yeah. I know it was.
It was one of the most at least most, but I don't know. I think it was single most.
Yeah, specifically commissioned for the Omani, the head of the royal family of Oman. So I think it was for the 20th anniversary. I don't know the exact details.
I think it was the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, it was a special occasion, and you kind of get that vibe with this one. Special occasion kind of fragrance.
Good thing we don't have any viewers, because if there's a lot of viewers, they'd be like, "Oh, these guys fucking don't know what they're talking about. They're fucking. It wasn't actually."
I'll freely admit I'm not the most knowledgeable.
We're not. That's we don't even have to say it. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it is pretty obvious. But I have enthusiasm, and I love the hobby. So.
That's pretty obvious by now
there
too.
You go.
Is it from Oman or UK?
This one's an Omani one.
Oh yeah.
This one's an Omani one.
It seemed to make a big difference for me.
I
not
agree.
to shit on the production, UK production,
no.
but wow, man.
Yeah, I think the UK one is still definitely a great fragrance. So if the UK one's available to you, I mean, don't hesitate.
Yeah, of course.
Still really good. I have a 100 ml of the UK one as well. Just a little guy of the Omani, but if you do like this fragrance, pick it up now, because the IFRA is going to be banning Opopanax, and that's a major.
I knew that.
It's the main note in this one. So if you are on the fence about this and you're thinking of picking it up, I'd say you got to pick it up soon, because it might not be available, or at least not in this kind of formulation in the near future.
So that was our hour on Jubilation 25. Come on. So we'll move on to the next one.
It's worth it. It's worth talking about. Okay. Discontinued one. I'm sorry for the people that want to smell this one. This guy is discontinued, but still kind of pretty easy to find because it was only recently discontinued. This one is L'Homme Ideal Cologne from Guerlain. So again, almond. You can see a little bit theme here. I do love almond, and I do love this line because this line always has almond in all of their fragrances. And this one's really, really interesting because this is a kind of summertime cologne with an almond note. So it's kind of, you'd think of it as a bit of a clash, because almond is typically a very warm note, usually used in gourmand kind of fragrances. But this one is actually a really nice kind of fresh, clean, green cologne with an almond note. So I really do like how they kind of went in a different direction with this one. It's a little bit different. It is discontinued, so I think they replaced it with the Cool, which is not as good, in my opinion. I like the cologne a lot more. I will say that this one is pretty sweet. I wouldn't use it in like high heat, like 30-degree weather or anything like that, but I think for like the springtime, or like right now, kind of 15-degree, 18-degree weather, this stuff really, really shines. That sweet almond note really comes out. Just super clean, kind of like white linen shirt vibe with this one. So yeah, really, really like this, and great presentation. Yeah.
Amazing. It's got really a lot of hype. I know I used to have this.
Yeah.
It has a lot of hype to the YouTube community as well. And when I kind of started joining the Facebook group, and I think it was my first purchase at Fragbuy. I actually purchased it, because there was really a lot of hype of it, and I think it was either my first or my second cheapie.
Yeah, it was $19.99 on Fragbuy for a little bit. That's when I purchased this 50 ml. I also have two 100 ml backups of this as well. because it's discontinued. And I got this bottle new, so I mean I've worn it. You know, I've taken a decent dent out of the 50 ml, about half probably.
With that all said, I don't like it at all.
It is a love-hate thing. I know a lot of people like say it gives them a headache. Yeah, a lot of people don't like this one, but I love it, and I know it does have a following. I know
Hey,
that
I'm not gonna agree to every single one.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
It's
like I said, it's very
it wasn't
specific.
for me. I know there's so much hype around it.
Mhm.
Like when I saw all the videos from everybody, Cascade and Sense,
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna like that. Everybody's talking
Yes,
wow,
yes,
the
yes.
freshness and da. I gave it a try.
There you go.
I gave it more than one try. I had the bottle and had it more than a couple months. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did.
Well, you know, lesson learned. I think for the most part with perfumery, try before you buy. I mean, Facebook groups, great way to grab samples, decants off people. There's always a way to try a fragrance without blind buying. So, I mean, blind buying can be fun. I understand why people like it. You know, the whole kind of excitement of smelling something for the first time. But I think, you know, if you want to have a nice curated collection, stuff that you really like and stuff that you're gonna wear, try before you buy. Yeah.
Of course. And you know what I've done? And when somebody told me this, I was like, get the fuck out. You know what actually works?
What?
Believe it or not? Not only like Northstorm or like, you can actually write an email, a letter, a handwritten letter to, I don't know, Roja, Creed, whatever, their head office.
Yeah, certainly.
And ask for a couple samples. Believe it or not, you might be surprised what you get.
Yeah,
and
I believe that.
I would say it's less than 50%, but I was blown away because it's more than 30%. And even with that one, I think there's some prestigious places that you would think would even read your shit and actually write you a handwritten note, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
A lot of these niche companies, right? I think for people in the hobby, they kind of seem like unreachable, huge companies. A lot of these companies are not huge companies, right? These are people that are just enthusiasts just like us, just trying to make a living out of something that they really enjoy. So I mean, totally, yeah, I get that vibe.
Sometimes just because they're doing what they're doing so well, it seems that it's so big in scale.
Yeah.
But you can still be a smaller team. Like especially these days, Facebook, whatnot. They're like a team less than 10, raking all that money in.
Absolutely.
Kind of vouched out there, but it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So next one, this one is a nostalgia pick. Nostalgia pick for me.
I like it.
This is Versace Pour Homme. This is a tester, so I don't have the cap. But yeah, great summer.
Classic
from Alberto Morillas. If you know his work, you know that this guy is the master at fresh perfumery, and this one is no exception.
Of course, I don't know that. Go ahead.
Awesome citrus, white musk, super clean. Performance is actually pretty good for what it is. I mean, it is a citrusy, fresh fragrance, so don't expect 10, 12 hours or anything like that. But honestly, this stuff is pretty surprising in terms of performance, and it does kind of linger. This is a compliment getter. I've gotten compliments on this stuff before, so if that's your thing, if you're really into compliments, seek this one out, because I don't think that they really make summery fragrances quite like this anymore. I think that the direction for a lot of mainstream designer houses is more into like that blue shower gel kind of vibe, Ambrox kind of direction. So I think that they don't really make stuff like this anymore as far as like mainstream summer fragrances. So I do think that this stuff is really good, and it's kind of overlooked these days. So I definitely say give it a shot, because it's a classic.
I mean, I'm sure if you've been around or been a frag head for at least a year or two, you probably have already tried this by now.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying this is just for beginners, this is for anybody.
Yeah.
But if you are a beginner and you haven't tried this yet, and we were talking about don't do blind buys, but if there was anything that was kind of safe, a blue,
it's safe. It's pretty safe.
It's pleasing. It's pleasing to your nose. It's a safe bet. I'm not saying blind buy this, but I'm just saying trying to explain, this would be something you could blind buy and be safe with. I'm not saying do it, but this is how good it is, and it's safe, like almost everybody. Like there's things that I love that I kind of know it's just for me, but this is...
It's very likable.
It's hard to not like.
It's very likable, very easy to wear, very easy to pull off. I think anybody, any age group can really pull this off. It's just classic white musk and citrus, right? It's just clean, smells great. You really can't go wrong with this one.
A little generic, maybe.
I think it's, you can argue that.
A little. I didn't say a lot. A little.
No,
A little flaws if I had to, but it's safe.
But but I think that it's funny because I think this was more generic when it was released than it is now. Because I think now there's all those kind of Ambrox like YSLY, Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel. You know, they all kind of have a similar kind of vibe, and this one's a little bit different. So I do think, yeah, you're right. It is more in the generic realm, but I think in recent years the trend has gone another way. So yeah, very interesting one.
Speaking of YSLY, if you haven't seen my buddies Jeffrey and J-Dog, Jeffrey talks about the notes and some facts, and J-Dog professionally breaks down like presentation.
Very professional.
So you should check it out. I'll put a link somewhere. So
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So another discontinued one.
Okay.
All right, this one's a little bit interesting. This is Eau de Missions Cologne. So Cologne de Missions in French. This one is from the house of Le Couvent de Minimer. So I failed grade 9 French. So I know my French is awful. So if I butchered that, I do sorely apologize.
I can only laugh in French. That's it. I don't speak any of it.
This one's really, really nice. This is like a really nice straight up vanilla, benzoin, cocoa. This one is super, super soft, warm, cozy. For those who don't like gourmands, you might not like this one because it is super gourmand. It is super vanilla. Definitely unisex. I think like even leaning feminine, if I'm going to be completely honest. I think that a woman would probably pull this off really, really well, and it's great.
I wear this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's definitely unisex. Like men could definitely pull it off.
It's good.
Yeah. It's interesting because I think a lot of gourmands are kind of perceived as like sexy perfumes, date night perfumes. I don't think that this is necessarily like sexy or date night. I think this is more like cozy sweater, you know, just chilling by the fire.
Here's a date night.
Yeah. So most gourmands, I think, are kind of perceived that way, like a sexy, sultry perfume. But I think that this one's more cozy. It's more warm. It's more kind of like wintertime, you know, like picking apples or something. Like you can take it to that, you know, kind of thing. Like just it's cute. It's a really nice one. I love the presentation on this one. I think it's really, really interesting. I mean, 250 mLs, you know, and this is the standard size. Wow. So yeah. And it comes as a splash. So it comes with just a splash cap, and then they give you So you
can decant it very easily.
Very, very easily. Yeah, it literally just comes with a cap. It's meant to be as a splash, but then they also give you the atomizer. So I put the atomizer on there just because I prefer spraying. But if you're someone
who doesn't.
But if you're someone who's kind of old school, you like the splash. Yeah. That's how it comes. So
each their own too. As
absolutely. But yeah, lovely packaging. I really kind of like the old school vibe. This one's discontinued, and the brand is actually going through like a whole rebrand. Yeah, so they're not doing that presentation anymore, which I think is a shame because I really, really like the aesthetics of that. So, yeah.
So for me, this and my history with this is nothing because I don't know what it is. But I do remember one time Simon.
Yes.
And
that's who I got from actually.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he gave me something to give to a Prashel. And in Kitchener, and I think it was the same house. And I remember smelling back then and knowing like, oh, I've never seen this, but it was very fresh and nice.
Yeah.
And those are the only words I use to describe. Oh, it's strong. Oh, it's fresh. It's nice. It's blue. All right, take over. So stop looking so stupid.
But yeah, really, really, really good one. If you're into vanilla fragrances, check it out. It is discontinued, but you might be able to find it. I'm gonna leave that one for last. I'll do this one. Right. So this one's kind of interesting. This is a Zara fragrance, and if you know Zara, you probably know that a lot of their fragrances are very, very hit or miss. Most are myths, in my opinion. Most are kind of just clones of other stuff.
Are we talking about the clothing?
Yeah, the clothing brand.
Oh, in the malls. Like Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had fragrances.
Oh yeah. So they actually have like a huge amount of fragrances. Their distribution is kind of weird. Like they do make a lot of fragrances, but you won't be able to find a lot of them in their stores. So they'll probably have like maybe 4 or 5 in the actual store, and then everything else is kind of online. So unfortunately, you do have to blind buy them once in a while. A lot of them aren't great. A lot of them are just really, really synthetic kind of, in my opinion, obviously. I mean, I'm just always speaking from my perspective. I don't want to say like an objective. It's not objective. It's not general. It's just my opinion. But a lot of them I find are very kind of synthetic, generic, just kind of clones of like whatever's popular at the time. So like Ultramall, they do an Aventus clone called Vibrant Leather, which is not bad. Definitely not the best Aventus clone on the market or anything like that, but it's cheap and I know a lot of people like it. So that one is called White Soho, and I really, really like it.
What'd you call me? Go ahead. Sorry.
I really, really like it because it is very, very unassuming. It's very clean. It's very just fresh. Note-wise, I can't really tell you what's going on. To be completely honest, this one kind of just smells like clean laundry, kind of like you're not wearing a perfume at all, honestly.
Okay.
And so on those days, like I wear this in the office, just when you don't want to, kind of smell like you're wearing a fragrance, I think that this one is really, really great. So it's like office, just kind of casual wear, really, really nice.
Is it soapy? I get a little soapiness.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like soapy, it's clean, it's fresh, it's just very, very kind of unassuming. It just kind of smells like you're clean and without really smelling like a fragrance. So it's kind of
I hate to say it, but it kind of smells like a generic designer. But I just smelled it, and I probably need some time with it. But it's
definitely not.
I'll shut up.
No, definitely not like interesting or challenging or unique in any way, but I just really, really like this stuff because it's for those kind of like days where you don't really feel like wearing anything. You just wear this.
Yeah, sometimes when you have more than enough, you have each one for each purpose, like
absolutely
the seasons and and moods, and sometimes it gets out of hand, but but there's functions for each one.
Okay, last one. If the people that know me within the community, you guys know that I rate this stuff. I love this stuff. Probably my favorite designer to come out in like the last 10 years, without a doubt. This is Prada L'Homme Low from the House of Prada, of course. Just gorgeous. Love this stuff. This is like really, really nice, powdery iris. There's a bit of neroli to freshen it up. It's definitely different than the original. So I love Prada L'Homme as well. I think Prada L'Homme's great. I think Prada L'Homme is a lot sweeter in the dry down because of that amber. And this doesn't have that. So this is like a really, really great like summer version of Prada L'Homme. I think sometimes with flankers, they could be a bit too different from the original, and they kind of go in such a far direction that it really makes no sense for it to be a flanker. But I think this is like the perfect representation of a flanker because I do think it smells similar to the original Prada L'Homme, but it's Prada L'Homme Low. Like it goes into like a watery, kind of summery, clean direction. And I just absolutely love this stuff. For summer, I probably wore this the most this past summer.
Look at the dent you put in it.
I put a really decent dent, 100 ml. It's probably, I wore maybe like 45 ml of it. So like I put a good dent in it. Absolutely love this stuff. I think it's just so clean, so easy to wear.
Another
nice.
office for sure.
Yeah, definitely good for the office. Definitely good for like even like the beach, like just going out in summer. Like when I was just like walking around town, like doing errands and stuff. I wore this
multi-purpose, fresh, nice.
Yeah. Beautiful. Really, really like this stuff. Just very, very clean, very just easy to wear. Love it.
More than 50% of the time I saw him and I told him to like bring some stuff out, he forgets that he already showed me that, and he's afraid that he might have missed it out, and he always brings that one out. I'm like,
I know.
Man, you showed me this like 15 times.
I know. I'm a big, big fan, and I actually introduced this one to a buddy of mine who's not into fragrances at all.
And now he loves it.
And he loves it. He says it's the best thing he's ever smelled. Wears it all the time. So, I mean, I like to spread the love. If you haven't smelled this one yet, I'd say give it a shot. I know the weather's cooling down, so you might not have a lot of use for it going forward, but definitely one to check
It's
out.
good. This is really good. I think I like the L'Homme a little bit better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can't kind of differentiate them that well. That's...
I think if you smell them side to side, it's probably a little bit easier because I think the L'Homme
I haven't done that.
is sweet. The L'Homme is a bit sweeter. It's got a little bit more of that amber. They're both very, very soapy, but that
a little lighter? No.
This one's a little lighter?
Yeah.
No?
Absolutely. Okay.
This one's a little lighter, for sure. This one's a little lighter. And I'd say this one's less versatile.
Okay.
The original L'Homme is pretty versatile. I mean, you could wear the original L'Homme in summer.
Okay.
It's very soapy, it's very easy to wear, but this one I think is just more summery, beachy. Yeah, just awesome. Love this stuff. Really, really love it.
That was a great show and tell.
Thank you.
I love how he got into it. It fucking went way over time, but I don't give a fuck. That means he enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Before we take a quick break, since you mentioned your friend about how he's not a fraggot, but remember you told me that you met somebody and he had some stuff to say about me and it was pretty funny. We won't say his whole name, Jake.
Oh, yes, Jake.
What were you telling me? What this guy was telling you?
Jake, yeah. So I met up with Jake, and he was telling me that he was just getting into the hobby. I don't know why he probably did he buy a decanter?
Yeah, no, not a decanter. It's a whole bottle. It was actually or I think Extreme. I'm pretty sure it might have been blue.
No, I think it was because he did mention this. Yeah, so he said that
he bought a bottle
Yep.
off of Kijiji, not off the Facebook
Yep.
sites. But go ahead.
Yeah, so he bought it off Kijiji. He was just getting into the hobby. He said he met you, and he said you fucked him up.
I just fucking beat him. No.
You showed him all this stuff, and now he's like an addict, like all of us, buying all sorts of stuff.
No, actually, I brought him a bag of. I remember there was Layton in it.
Yep.
And then a bunch of niche.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, do you know what niche is? And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And I introduced him, and and I remember his face when he smelled Layton, and he's like, I'm gonna buy niche. And I was like, no, this is called Parfums of Marley. But he was an amazing kid, and I love to hear a story like that.
Really nice guy, yeah. And he spoke very highly of you, which most people do. Most people in the community, when they talk about you, always have good things to say. So yeah, that was funny.
And now we're back.
We're back.
So the next session, one of my favorites.
All right.
I'm not drunk at all, by the way.
Okay. All right.
Is we're gonna talk about my favorite house. We're not actually gonna talk about my favorite house. We're gonna try. Brendan's gonna try some of them.
First impressions.
First impressions.
First
so
impressions. Yeah.
I picked a few that. Well, he says he hasn't tried a lot, so I kept it that way. And we're
want to see the house?
What's the house?
Zoologist. So I actually haven't smelled much from Zoologist. I've only smelled two of their offerings. But
which one?
I smelled Bat, the original formulation of Bat.
Batman. I'm sorry.
And Squid. I've smelled Squid.
But what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, really nice. I mean, like very obviously.
One at a time.
Sure. Yeah, Bat. I think Bat obviously a little bit challenging, especially the original formulation. I think it's got that kind of rotting fruit, damp cave.
How dare you? Okay, go ahead.
No, but
you'll see when I add my impression about Bat. So go ahead, sir.
Very, very unique kind of fragrance. A little bit pissy, to be completely honest. So definitely not my kind of thing in terms of wearing it, but I mean I do appreciate the kind of the artistic kind of goals behind it, and obviously Victor does a great job with presentation and all that. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know what he's talking about because Bat is gorgeous. Everything of Zoologist I like right away, and it's pleasant. I'm just joking. So Zoologist, if you're not familiar, obviously the theme is an animal.
Yep.
And sometimes it is sometimes it's a bit of the animal smell, whatnot.
Yeah.
But mostly it's about their environment, what they feed off on and whatnot.
Yep, their diet.
Yeah, and it's always the theme is an animal, which is amazing. And what I wanted to go on with that is usually fragrances have, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 to 15, maybe 20 notes in the whole thing.
Yes.
Whereas Zoologist, 30 to 40, 45, 50. So it's all about the blend, which is done so well. But what I was trying to get to is most of them are difficult. They're not like designers or something that you smell right away and go, wow, this is amazing. Most of the ones that I love, when I first smelled it, either I didn't like it or I was almost like, who would wear this?
Yeah.
Why would anybody make?
Yeah.
But so going on with Bat without sidetracking too much, not gonna lie, Bat is one of my top 3 least favorite ones.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones.
Challenging.
Yes, I've
definitely challenging.
given everyone a is that a word? I gave everyone a good chance. A week to 2. If it didn't work, another try after. And a lot of the ones like Camel. I only can think of Camel right now. T-Rex a little bit, and the ones that I didn't really like at first that are really growing on me. But Bat still is very Dodo, Bat, Sloth are not even a love-hate relationship, just a hate relationship for now. So we're obvious on this show. We're honest on this show.
Yep.
So I just said Zoologist is my favorite house.
Yep.
And I have nothing but respect for Victor as a CEO.
Definitely,
and even maybe more as a human being, as a person. Man, he's just a charm to meet. But with that said, it's not like an easy. Like I said, there's maybe 2 Squid that I thought was okay when I first smelled it.
Yeah.
And
the same. I think Squid's pretty like.
And Musketeer that you'll try soon.
Yep.
Which is one of the only one that I fell in love right away.
There you go.
But most of the ones I didn't like Civet. And now now it's literally one of my favorites, and it makes me almost go like, why did I not like this? But it's changed. You know, you change this way, you don't understand how you were before. So, okay, squid, really quick. Sorry.
Yeah, squid. Yes, really nice. Obviously inky, but very, very.
Leave it up there.
Yeah. But pretty likable, pretty wearable as far as kind of zoologist goes. Obviously, I haven't smelled a lot of them, like I admitted, but I know that they have a reputation for being pretty challenging.
Yep.
But definitely a cool house. You're supporting a local perfumery for those of us that are
Toronto.
in the GTA. Yeah, Victor representing Toronto as far as perfumery goes. Really, really cool stuff. And yeah, like you said, he's a really great guy. I've chatted with him in the past as well. Very, very amiable guy, willing to answer your questions. So if you have any questions about Zoologist or about what he's doing, he's usually pretty good with that, and he'll answer your stuff, and he'll be willing to chat. So yeah, really, really great guy for sure.
Most of the people who know me already know this fact, but I just want to throw it out there that even before I got to meet Victor, even though I even knew like Zoologist was a local Toronto GTA thing, I was obsessed with it. Like before it was my favorite, but I really, I'm a presentation guy.
Oh yeah, presentation.
And it just blew me the fuck away. Like there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Even the smell. You smell like there's a lot of things out there that I always want to smell, and I end up smelling and go like, this smells exactly like this or that. You'll never get that with Zoologist. No. Never. You might not like it, but you'll never ever say, oh, this is like this and that. Like it's no. This you'll never smell anything like that.
Yeah, and I think that's a really important point, because I think that when it comes to a lot of like more indie perfumery, I think a lot of the times one of the kind of more disappointing aspects is the presentation. I think sometimes a lot of people, obviously, indie perfumery, a lot of them have limited budget when they're starting out the company. A lot of them use kind of like generic bottles, paper stickers, stuff like that. Yeah. So I really have to commend Victor. He really does go above and beyond in terms of the packaging and the presentation. Really, really beautiful bottles, really, really beautiful labels. I mean, the art, presentation, really, really top notch. Really have to hand it to Victor for that. Definitely.
Just to add on your point, a lot of niche house, some really work of dumbing it down and pointing the message out there that we're like focusing on the juice. All our money is going on the juice. The label is just a sticker, the bottle, whatever. Yeah, I get it. I get it, and I like that too. But for me, like I said, if every juice came in the same bottle and the same color, and then the lettering and the printing, the font was same, I don't really think I would be that into this. For me, it's a lot visual.
I get that.
And for as far as I've gone and with my collections, I'm very new to this. So juice-wise, I'm a little baby, but I'm more... I don't know where I was going to that, so we'll go to the smart person who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think that there's a fine line. I really appreciate very simple bottle designs. I think that sometimes it can get a little bit like egregious, a little bit ridiculous in terms of how kind of crazy some of these bottles are. But I mean, like I said, totally a fine line between something that's a bit too simple, a bit too kind of generic, like there's not enough thought into it, and something that's like kind of too ridiculous. So I think Zoologist kind of really hits that sweet spot, because I do think it's very unique. It's definitely not a generic bottle, and it's not ridiculous in any way. Like I just really, really great. I think Victor really nailed the presentation, 100%.
Beautiful would be an understatement. The understatement of the year. Okay, so I picked 5.
Yeah.
And I wanted to throw a curveball, so I picked most of the ones that I like. Okay. And I picked one that's a little bit challenging. Okay. And one that leans to more of a feminine side. So
cool. Nice mixed bag.
Yes. So I want to start with one of my favorites that I already talked about, which is Civet. Okay. And like I said, when I first tried this, I really don't at this point want to talk negative about Zoologist, and even if it was back in the past, but my first thought was like, why would you make the bottle and the design so cool when the juice doesn't smell so good? And now that idiot who said that is really eating his words. But here you go, sir.
Okay. Should I spray it on me?
Oh, yes.
Or just spray it on?
I should have some stuff ready for you.
That's okay.
But give me 1 second.
That's okay. So I know that obviously Civet is it a rodent? It's a small animal. I know that for a fact, and I know that the ingredient civet has been used in perfumery for hundreds and hundreds of years. Very, very popular. One of those kind of animalic ingredients that has kind of stood the test of time. Kind of like an ambergris, you know, like styrax, all that stuff. So.
Just to add in, zoologists, even though they're all animatic and all about animals,
They're vegan.
They're all synthetic, and there's no animals actually involved. There's no animals harmed. There's no. It's
cruelty free, 100% cruelty free.
How did I not like? I don't get it.
Okay.
What's up? What you got?
I think okay. So definitely upon first sniff, it's not extremely. I could kind of see why maybe you didn't like it upon first smell.
I don't.
Definitely animalic.
I don't.
Definitely a little bit animalic. Yeah, definitely a little just a little bit pissy. It is not incredibly pissy. It's definitely.
I'm gonna have to disagree and say it's not pissy at all.
I will say it's definitely resinous. I definitely do get those resins. Definitely a little bit floral as well. I think reading this, there's tuberose. I do pick up a little bit of that tuberose. I don't pick up a lot of bergamot or anything like that.
I get it.
You do? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I don't get a ton of citrus. For me, this is very, very kind of balsam, very, very kind of resinous and floral.
Do you like it?
I like it. It's not something that I would purchase or wear, to be completely honest.
All right, now get out of here. 1 out of 10. It's all good. Just being honest. 1 out of 10. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
I'm gonna give this a 5.5.
Okay.
5.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate what it's doing. It's not something that I would wear or.
Oh, it's just an honest opinion. It's all good. We won't have him on the show anymore. It's all good. He's gone.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Ready for next one?
Yes.
Okay.
And see, that's the thing with zoologists. I want to keep sniffing it. It's even though I don't like it, it's interesting. You know what I mean?
And your opinion might change on you. Like it did with me.
Yeah.
It did with me.
And this is just the top, obviously. So dry down.
Yeah.
It's gonna change. On skin, it's gonna be different. Yeah. Even now, it's kind of warming up on me. But yeah.
I'm almost sounding like a salesman at this point. Like, oh, well, you gotta warm up.
It'll warm up.
No, but seriously, some of the stuff, macaque, I don't know how to really pronounce it. That's why I'm saying like that. Anyways, a lot of the ones, camo, it's not about the opening for me. Sometimes I'll literally spray it and just forget about it and keep it away from me and come back for the dry down. And I mean, not everybody might feel that way, and people might like the opening, but most of them, it's for the dry down for me.
There you go.
So anyways, another very pleasant one. Let me have the sample while you try it.
Sure.
This one is Panda. And it's very nice. Our last guest, Far Diddy, it was his favorite.
His favorite.
But don't let other people's opinion.
No, I won't.
Render yours, but
I think right off the bat, the panda is a popular.
Oh
animal.
yes.
It's a cute animal. People love pandas. Toronto Zoo had the pandas for a bit. I remember seeing them. Very popular animal. So I think that already gives it some bonus points compared to a civet.
Here's your.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is definitely something that I would wear. Wow. Yeah.
Panda is one of the safer
woody.
zoologists.
Yeah.
People say that's very subjective, but.
Yeah, I definitely get.
But you can tell by his.
Yeah, I definitely get the woods. I definitely get the bamboo. I definitely get
bamboo.
I definitely get a juicy kind of fruit on the top. So just reading this, there's some apple in there. I definitely get that. I definitely get a kind of a juicy fruit, apple.
Juicy fruit.
Definitely get that tea. Yeah, tea.
I don't get the tea.
You don't get the tea. Interesting.
But the bamboo, I just love because you don't smell it in anything else.
I definitely get the tea. I don't get the jasmine.
Is there grassy? I don't get grass or anything related.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit earthy. It's definitely.
But is it in there? Because I get that vibe, but I don't see it in there.
Yeah, no, I get ozone, so it definitely has a little bit of ozonic.
I get a very earthiness to it.
I definitely get the tea. Yeah, definitely get the tea. Kind of the tea in this kind of is a bit reminiscent of Oolong Cha a little bit. It doesn't smell like Oolong Cha at all. In terms of the overall kind of composition, but I definitely pick up that tea. Yeah, nice. It's really nice. Yeah, there's musk in there. There's a little bit of vanilla in there. Yeah, I definitely get that.
Like I said, I try to pick the pleasant and the ones that I really like.
Yeah. Definitely pleasant. This one's definitely pleasant.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to give me 1 out of 10?
Oh yeah, 1 out of 10. Sorry.
This one definitely for me. I'm gonna give it a 7.
7.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Man, you're hard.
I know.
Okay.
I'm hard. I'm hard.
Okay.
I know. But I taste a little bit more basic for sure. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for this one. I think it's definitely very, very wearable. There is a bit of that kind of earthiness to it that makes it a little more challenging, I think, even in terms of like I know for zoologists this is not challenging at all, but I know like in the grand scheme of designer fragrances and everything, this one might be like a touch more challenging.
Of course.
Than your typical kind of like Chanel or anything like that.
Of course, zoologist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But definitely really good. Very, very wearable. I liked it. Absolutely. Yeah.
Again, what impresses me is if you have 7, 8, maybe 5 notes.
Yeah.
That's easy. Not easy. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I would assume it's easier than trying to blend 20, 30 notes to come up with a composition like that.
Sure.
Like, come on. Like, if you have like 5 different Lego blocks, it's different when you. Is that a good analogy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna shut up.
It's
all right.
I'll say maybe to condense that, I think it's ambitious. All of these compositions are very ambitious.
And it works.
Yeah.
Except for the few that I'm still discovering, but I've loved so many of the ones that I didn't like at first. That even the ones that I don't like, that I have hope and faith that one day I'm gonna be like, oh, this I get it. Oh, why didn't I like it before? Blah, 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 blah.
I think that's kind of, I mean, just a more general talking point. I think that's kind of similar to like all challenging art. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah, in any field.
In any kind of field of challenging art. Like I know.
Good point.
Yeah,
good point.
a lot of contemporary art. When people first see it, they're like, "What the fuck is this? Like this looks crazy." But then it grows on you, right? Like you kind of think about it more. You kind of let it stew in your mind a little bit, and it kind of starts to make more sense. So I think that's definitely true with perfumery.
Not to be douchey about it, but it's more for more experience, more developed nose. I really think, and just me being honest that. When I say I don't like it, that's what I'm trying to say is I'm a newbie. I'm kind of, okay, I wouldn't say I'm a newbie, but in the big scales of things compared to the big names of the group and people have been around for decades.
Even I'm new.
We're newbie. And so for us, it's very challenging. But I can see probably somebody who's seasoned with a seasoned note and they'd be like, it's not challenging at all. It's very nice and done very well.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, we just don't, we're not good enough to know that yet, but we sense it is what I think we're trying to say. So the next one is my scent of the day.
Cool.
And
nice.
why I love this one is, again, it's presentation. But anyways, most of these guys have a golden sticker thingy in the front.
Yes.
But
border. Golden.
This border, thank you, help me more. English in my second language. But this guy, Chameleon, has a silver one. And it's, what's the word for it? Where it's like rainbowish.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. What's the word? Pearlescent? I don't know. Luminescent.
It just changes colors.
Yes.
Like a chameleon.
Like holographic.
Yes, holographic. Thank you. Can you come to all my ones and just tell me the words?
This is my profession.
So here we go. This is another. This one. Well, I want to say is I think it's a little bit similar in vibe, not the smell
panda?
with the panda.
Okay.
Just vibe.
Okay. Well, they're kind of I'd say like similar kind of creatures.
No.
They live in like
I'm sorry.
forests.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna take bullshit.
I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm trying. Okay. So put the bottle there. All right. Let's give this a little. Nice atomizers though. We'll say that right away.
No.
Really nice atomizers. Everything presentation-wise is top notch.
And you know why zoologist has to have good atomizers? Because like you said, and like I agree, sometimes a full spray is way too much. So you actually have to control it. You do a half or even a quarter. Yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah, I was trying to control it.
Honestly, it reminds me a little about Dior.
Yeah.
With the atomizer where you can actually control it. I'm going to be honest and say Dior feels a little bit better. It has a little pushback that feels better.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the controlling element of it, not exactly the same, but it's pretty much spot on with Dior. Like, I really like Dior atomizers.
Interesting. So this one's really, really interesting.
Grassy.
It's grassy. It's definitely green. It's a little bit floral. It's a little bit indolic, to be completely honest with you. So it does have
What does indolic mean?
So indolic is, to my knowledge, I might be totally wrong either, as well, but indolic is that kind of stinkiness that you get from like white floral. Like, you know jasmine, if you've really smelled like, you know, when you smell flowers, sometimes they have that stinkiness like a rose.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I know, but sure.
You don't? No, really?
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, have you smelled like?
Of course, I know what you're talking about.
Have you smelled like like a rose, like a flower?
Yeah, and sometimes it's
like
because there's dirt around there. No.
Yeah, it's kind of stinky. Like, it has a bit of a stank to it. So I definitely.
This is the second episode in. It really exposes how I don't know anything about anything, and I'm doing a podcast about fragrances.
I'm not a total expert either, but I definitely think it's like a touch indolic. I think probably there'd be a ton of people that disagree with me because I don't think it's like really indolic at all. Very, very floral. Okay. A little bit like a white floral I'm getting. Grassy, green, very green. Like
I'll get the J-Dog to teach me how to pronounce indolic or indoric. These really good words.
But yeah, it's really, really nice. Very, very green. I think it is a little, maybe like a touch more challenging than the Panda.
Of course. Yeah. The Panda was almost the least challenging up there with Squid. And I think Musketeer is the one that's not challenging at all. It's just so magical that it's just, if you don't like it,
to smell that one,
cut your nose off and throw it in the garbage.
So this one, I'd say, to kind of just condense everything, I think out of 10, for me, maybe a 6.5.
Okay, just quick to add, it's another one that I honestly didn't like at first. I thought it was too grassy. I thought it was a vibe of you just mow your lawn. Okay, again, English second language. You want to do this in Korean? Let's all do it in Korean, alright?
I know soju, bimbap.
Okay, don't even.
Bulgogi.
Alright, that's good. That's really good. We'll talk about the food. We'll do it in
that's
Korean.
All I know. That's all. I know how to order. That's it.
Okay. So no, it was it's too grassy of a vibe.
Yeah.
Where now it's lovely, and it's almost another thing that I asked myself, how did I not like this? But I do understand it was too much grass, just too much.
It's very, very green. It's very lush and full in the greenness. It's not just like
when you go to a juice store, and it's like a real juice, not like flavored, and they actually squeeze the juice, and not even the juice. You can get a wheatgrass, shot of wheatgrass. And I remember when I smelled that, I remember taking shots of that wheatgrass and it's too much grass, was how it used to be. But this, again, is, as usual, zoologist. I didn't like it at first, and it's all about the dry down for me.
Yeah.
So,
interesting.
It's very interesting and nice.
Cool.
Okay, the next two, I picked Dragonfly because I wanted you to try something more unisex and more leans to feminine. So, let's give it a try here.
Gotta say, love the color of the juice. Very cool, kind of bluish purple, a violet. Insane violet.
It's hard to see because I don't have a bottle.
I know, but juice color is really cool. Honestly.
Next coolest thing to Squid.
Squid has also. Really
and
cool.
Hummingbird's pretty badass too with the pink thing going on.
Cool, yeah, but it's kind of like a, I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, cool little purpley.
Ooh, that smells so good. Here's the notes.
Cool. I wanna, you know.
Oh yeah, without it first.
Yeah, first, you know.
Give your genuine opinion first.
Exactly, because I feel like you're influenced by that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course.
And I'm like, I don't have the most expert nose in the world, so I do need that to kind of decipher what I'm smelling a lot of times. But
he doesn't have an expert nose, but he has a good nose. Whereas in me, I can't pick out any notes. But if you tell me the notes, I'll start being like, oh, that is in there. But it's good. It's so good. It's so nice.
It is really, really good.
It's so nice.
Yeah,
Especially females when they smell this, they go nuts.
Yeah, this is a this is a very wearable, soft floral fragrance.
Would you wear it?
No.
No, not because it's not good, but it's a little lean to feminine. Yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't even mind it. It kind of just smells like it's almost a little soapy.
I was gonna say I spray in the room.
This really smells like it could be like a feminine like Dove soap like body wash or something like that. You know what I mean? And not
but a little more complicated. Yeah, it has a lot of that in it with a lot of other things going on at the same time.
It's very full. It's very well rounded. I think I'm gonna try to shoot for the moon here. I think I get a little bit of violet, cherry blossom. I don't know.
Just go ahead. I don't want to tell you.
I think that's it. I think that's violet, cherry blossom.
She's got the cherry blossom. Yeah.
I do. Okay, cherry blossom. Yeah. I definitely smell that.
I would never do this to save my life.
It's very floral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Floral. I know. I'm not an expert or anything like that, but I definitely get a floral vibe.
One thing that really intrigues me looking at this
sure.
notes, and it reminds me that I saw it before, that I was like, zoologists, not everyone, but almost everyone has some note that you've never seen anywhere, like the bamboo and the panda, that really fits with the panda.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has rice.
Rice
in it.
Interesting. There's a kind of like a milkiness to it. Yeah. Peony, I definitely smell peony now that I read it.
Speaking of milk, in future, there's a zoologist coming out called Cow. and it has milk in it.
Really?
As well. Yes.
Wow, you heard it here first.
Yeah, no, it's not a secret. It's
I know,
Victor knows. So
cool.
there's some secrets that I can't give out.
Sure.
But there's amazing ones coming like chipmunk, and really quick there's another sea creature like squid that I'm not sure if I can mention the name, but it's literally my favorite. Up there with Mustir fighting its way, and it just when I'm able to say the name of it, I'll start doing it. It's very impressive. I really wish I could talk about it more.
Cool. So I will say now, looking at these notes, I definitely smell peony, which is a floral note. Definitely get that. I was actually gonna say it's watery, but I didn't want to say that. But now I'm looking. Rainwater is actually a note. So there you go. Right? Like sometimes.
So don't care, man.
I know. Just say it.
Get it out there, man.
I should have just.
Don't
said
worry
it.
about who's gonna say.
But
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
They already know you're on a moron show, so you're probably an idiot too. Your name's associated with me. There's no saving grace now.
I know. But yeah, definitely a little bit of iris as well.
Wow.
But beautiful. Really, really nice. I think this is actually really wearable. Like,
You
probably
know,
the most wearable of all of these I've smelled so far, I will say.
all their feminine line is amazing. Hummingbird,
Smells great.
Nightingale, which is my personal favorite. I wouldn't wear it, but smelling on a beautiful lady, and even moth that I really did not like at first. But my boy Calvin, he's like, oh, it's my favorite, and it really got me to try it, and now I'm really liking the dry down. So with the segment and the most of the ones that are ones I liked and one female one, this time I threw in a bit of a curveball, and I threw in one challenging one that I'm still having a little bit trouble with, and but I keep giving it a try because the hype and the love around it is crazy.
Yes, I know a lot of people.
It's crazy.
The people that like this one are very vocal about it. Oh,
and don't worry. And even females who are wearing this, where I cannot understand how female it's so manly.
I will say suggestion to Victor. We need an insect men's one. There you go.
You heard it here.
There you go.
And if it comes out, you know it.
Yeah, scorpion or something. Hey, that would be cool. Okay, all right. So yeah, Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's what this is. Tyrannosaurus Rex. I have heard some varying opinions on this one. I know the people that like it are very vocal about it. The people that don't like it are also very vocal about it. So let's see.
Did you give a 1 to 10 with the dragonfly? Sorry.
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay.
I'll say 8. 8
Okay.
for that one.
Oh, that's the highest one so far.
Yeah, very likable. Like
Okay.
I said, I know I'm very basic with my taste. I like likable, clean stuff. Very clean.
Ladies,
stuff. Really nice.
take notes. Single. $35 per date. I got you.
Yeah, this stuff is. Whew. Wow. Yeah, this stuff just straight up smells like leather and like petrol.
Do you like it?
Gasoline. I mean, I like. It's not.
Yeah,
something-
just be honest.
It's not something I'd wear. I'm not gonna say I hate it. It's interesting because I don't think it like stinks or anything like that. I think that there's stuff that's stinkier in Zoologist. Bat, for example, like the original Bat formulation, I thought smelled stinkier than this. So yeah, this is a very full, rich, smoky leather. Yeah,
Would you like to see the notes?
sure. I think leather's there.
All 500, of course,
Leather's there. Yeah, it's extremely
all
leather,
500
smoky,
of them, but
ashy smoke leather. Yeah. Resins, yeah, cedar. Frankincense. I definitely get the frankincense for sure.
what is frankincense?
Frankincense
Is it like Frankenstein? They made a scent with a. I'm gonna shut up now.
Frankincense is a very traditional. So it's interesting. I actually don't know what it is. I know that it's a traditional ingredient in incense. It's a specific type of incense. For those of who are into like biblical stuff, it was one of the gifts they gave to baby Jesus was frankincense. There you go.
You learn something new every day.
If it's good enough for Jesus.
There's an actual useful fact in my whole one hour podcast.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
actual
leather,
useful information.
leather, patchouli, definitely get that.
Leather, of course.
Neroli, I do not get any neroli from this at all. I love neroli. Neroli is one of my favorite
It's
notes.
probably in there.
I
It just
do
got
not-
covered and buried
I
on
do
the top of all
not get any neroli in this. This is definitely thick leather, rich, like dark, like this smells to me like a pipe tobacco almost. You know what I mean? Like an old a professor's study with the leather couch and the whiskey and the
in his
pipe
office, with
Yeah.
the old books.
Yeah,
and,
kind of musty a little bit. You know
his
what I mean?
leather like bag sitting on the side.
It's a little musty. It's a little kind of old, but yeah, very interesting. I would not wear it myself. It's just it's too much.
1 out of 10.
Full. I'm gonna go with 6 for this one as well.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty high
That's
because
fucking high for
I know.
Compared to what you say is like just shitting on it, like
I know because like I remember I think I gave this a 5.5 or something. Like this to me is a little more pissy and a little less like it's a little more stinky. This is definitely like this is definitely potent and it's not gonna agree with it. It's not agreeable for everybody, but it's interesting. It's interesting.
No more talking shit about civet though.
No more talking shit.
No.
You won't have it. You won't have it. You won't have it.
All right. Okay. Just because you're talking shit about civet, I was gonna take this away from you, but I have a special present for you.
No, I'm not talking shit. Okay. What is it? What is it?
I'm joking. I want you to try one more.
Yes, sure.
Musteer.
Musteer.
We're gonna try the sample.
Why would you do the sample though? Why not just take a spray right out of the bottle?
So we're gonna try deer musk. Musteer. This will be the bottle will be out in mid-November.
Yep.
And you can order it from zoologistperfumes.com.ca.
Yeah.
I should have said that before. Anything you see here, you can order samples. You can order travel size.
Beautiful travel size bottles.
Size.
I will say, just feeling these now, these feel great.
And if you order 5,
nice atomizers.
they come in these amazing boxes that are it's just breathtaking. It's so easy to try to like sell this or
beautiful
show how amazing it is because it's just
really,
it'll sell itself. Like
really well done stuff all around. And I just want to say the travel size, the atomizers are nice.
I mean,
just good stuff.
Your nose is different, so I can't say anything about the juice unless you smell it. But when it comes to presentation, out of 100, I honestly would give it 135.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Rave reviews.
Here you go, sir.
Okay. So, musk.
Whoa.
No. I'm not getting invited back. Alright, musk deer. Let's give it a go. I've heard great things about this. Literally, everybody that I know that has smelled this has said nothing but good things. So I'm very, very interested to see what we got going on here.
It's just, I wish I could explain how good something is with notes and scents like this guy can.
Wow.
It's just
wow. Wow.
Like I feel excited to be the person who gets to introduce him to this. Like it's that amazing.
Oh my god. This is not animalic at all. This is not stanky at all.
At all.
This could easily be released. Like I'm not saying this disparagingly. Like I think this could be released by like a designer house. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pleasant.
Yeah,
it's pleasant. It's
a
mass,
high-end designer because it definitely smells high quality.
It's still more complicated than the other one. But what you're saying is like
it's
people will like it right away. It's
very likable.
And it's almost not zoologist in the way, like I said before, more than 80%.
Wow.
I don't like it at first, but this one is just love at first sight, first sniff, first smell. It's you see how nervous I'm getting right now talking about this shit. I love it.
I will say it's a very, very smooth, full musk smell. I definitely get a little bit of like sandalwood. This is really, really nice. A little bit of like, there's a touch of something indolic, I think. Maybe there's like a little bit of a rose or there's like a floral. Something a little bit floral.
He has a really good nose. I'm not gonna lie.
There's something a little bit.
There is rose in here.
A little bit of rose? Okay. Yeah. There's something a little bit, floral in there, but it is a very it's very well rounded. It's very well blended.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I get like a ton of rose, and it's just all very smooth, and it's very together. If you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. That's
very,
all
very well
zoologists. It's just blend.
Yeah. All of these are really well blended.
It's supposed to be 20, 30, 40 notes. It's like it's a couple of notes.
Yeah.
It's just one, like when you first smell it, it's one whole entity. Where sometimes you smell things and there's a couple of things going on here and it doesn't match. This is just, it's a master.
Yeah.
It's
interesting question for you. Do you think that this leans more masculine or feminine?
So we had a little bit of conversation about this before.
Sure.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah.
I don't think this is feminine at all.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's maybe unisex, and I would wear this. I think it's masculine-ish, but I've been told, and not only from you, and I've been chatting about this with people, talking about this all over the place, and there's a good percentage of people telling me like, oh, it's either unisex and more leaning towards females or feminine.
Interesting.
So
Interesting. I think I would say this is really one of the very rare occasions where this is a right in the middle 50-50 unisex.
Okay.
In my opinion. Like I could definitely see a guy pulling this off. I could definitely see a girl pulling this off. Like this is, like I said, one of the rare instances where it's truly 50-50. I think this is totally unisex. I just think this is really likable. Like I think like anybody can pull this off. It's great. Oh man, this is really, really good stuff. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Really, really just lovely.
Am I right?
You're right.
Or am I right?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
So
out of 10.
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
I don't even need to ask.
I'm gonna give this one. Perfection is hard to reach.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Just because you want to leave room in case
Yeah, exactly.
you smell the other the aquatic one, and it might
and we'll see what happens.
It might be better, but for now it's
a 9. I think it's fantastic. I think most people are gonna really enjoy this one for sure, and especially if you've smelled other stuff and you're kind of put off by it because it's a bit challenging. This I don't think is challenging at all. Not at all. Really, really nice. Yeah, beautiful. Have to get one last sniff in there.
Oh man, you can take that one home.
Addictive. It's a little addictive.
Yeah. You can pay me $30 and you can take that piece of paper home. It has at least 2 sprays on it, so that's a deal and a half. It's not even out. So we're just gonna the last with the ending, like the opposite of the intro.
Sure.
We're gonna just go like any future plans personally, and fragrance wise, like are you like looking forward to something else or something that's coming out in the future, any houses or anything like that?
Well, I know that Amouage released a couple of new offerings. I know like Enclave is one of them.
Have you tried the Interlude Black Iris?
I haven't tried that one yet.
Me neither, yeah.
I know. I know that one is what recently
was a little bit.
Yeah, a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. But so Enclave, really beautiful packaging. I don't know if I'll enjoy it, but just judging by the presentation, it's beautiful.
Is it just one or am I?
It's Enclave. There's another one as well. The name is lost.
Okay.
But I think there's 2. They're releasing 2 new ones.
Okay.
So definitely keen on smelling those for sure.
Okay.
Future plans as far as like personal stuff goes. I am a musician, so I do work on 2 musical projects right now I'm working on.
Okay.
So definitely time is, scarce these days, spare time.
Are you the artist? Are you recording or?
Yeah. So
you are the artist. Okay.
Yeah. So one is with a band. So I'm working with a guitarist and a drummer. It's a 3-piece band.
Yeah.
And then the other one is just me and a producer buddy, and we're just working on stuff. Lots of synth, lots of
nice.
Yeah.
I know the guy. His name's JBL. And if you need somebody to rap on your stuff,
okay.
He used to be a battle rapper.
There you
he
go.
used to be a rapper and stuff. Like,
there you go.
Friggin' stuff.
If I need
I can hook you up.
first.
If you need a 16 dropped on there,
let's go.
J-Dog's your guy. I can hook you up. I can hook you up. I know him pretty well. So yeah. I'm really glad to have you here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I enjoyed it so much. It's supposed to be 45 minutes. I'm sure we've gone over an hour to an hour and a half.
I know. I think we both have a tendency to not shut up.
Yeah.
But it's good. I'm really happy.
But the funny thing is, I'm on right away. When I first meet him, he's a little bit shy at first. You'll even see at the video if you rewind it. It takes like 5-10 minutes, and he becomes like me after I. No, he's a good guy. He's smart. He's bright. He obviously knows more about like fragrance and notes than me.
Not much more.
He's much younger. He's tall. He goes to the gym every day. I'm like, yo, let's hang out. I'm at the gym, man. I can't hang out with you. So, ladies, I'll leave a number or something or in the comments. So I just want to make some money. $30 per date. That's not even that much. Maybe 50.
Yeah,
so I'll try to hook you up.
Am I that cheap? Like,
It's just for the dates. You gotta pay for it too, and then like by now there's like 40, 50. So you gotta pick a number. It's gonna take a couple of months till your date shows up. But we'll talk about it in the comments later. But thanks for having me here, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm really glad to be here. It was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't too goofy. I'm too drunk. Actually, I'm too much better when I drink, and this gets the alcoholic courage. All right, I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Absolutely.
It's second episode in. I really am having so much fun, and that's all that matters.
There you go.
Thank you, guys. See you on the next one.
Nailed it. That was awesome, man.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Nailed it. Awesome.